What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is weekly rotation time. We've got a decent amount of new stuff to the collection here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Damn, yeah. 5 of the fragrances are new to the collection, and one is technically new because I've had it for a while, but it was my first time wearing it. It's technically 6. A lot of a lot of new stuff to the collection. We got designers, we got a couple of clones, we got some niche, we got stuff. Really good, mass appealing type of week. If that's your style fragrance, you're in for a treat because that's pretty much the way I would classify everything in this video. So it's week number 318 in the weekly rotation. Let's dive into them. Stay tuned.
Back again, yet again, once again.
Always giving you the real, one fragrance at a time. It's TLTG reviews, baby.
Now, before we dive into the weekly rotation, one thing I wanted to let you guys know that I've officially partnered with Rescented. Some of you may have heard of Rescented from my dear friend Justin Copeland, my brother from another mother. And he actually recommended me to the creator, owner, operator of the platform, Carl, because, Justin trusts me, values me, and felt like I could provide some value for the platform because Justin really believes in it. And you guys know me, I don't sell anything. So I was a little skeptical. It was like, well, I'm not really going to use it. I may buy some stuff on it. But as far as selling stuff, I build a library. I keep stuff for points of reference. I don't really sell anything, but I know you guys love to do the buy, sell, trade stuff. And Facebook Marketplace, Macari, Poshmark, dude, you got to deal with the peanut gallery on the social platforms. There's potential to get scammed. There's a lot of fakes out there. And when I spoke with Carl the other day, we did a long video chat. I looked at the platform on the website, and I was like, you know what? I can get behind this. I see the value for my audience. So I already made a community post 2 nights ago to let you guys know. But I want to put a link down below to the website and to the Apple Store. They have an iOS app currently for you, those of you that have iPhones. The Play Store for Android devices coming in about a month and a half is what I was told, and I'll be downloading that as well. But I mean, it shows you can list percentage full for the fragrance. They've got $20 fragrances on up to the most expensive and niche. There's thousands of users already in the first 6 months of this being up. It's very much user protected, user based, where they hold the funds once the buyer receives the product. If everything is to the listing and up to snuff, they release the funds to the seller. This way, all is protected. It's not just money goes to the seller and you're stuck and you can't get a return or anything. I really believe in this. I think this is a great tool for a lot of you to utilize that I may on occasion for purchasing purposes use myself, depending on when I see the right deal for the certain fragrances I'm looking for. But I would strongly encourage checking it out. It's not like I'm just, funneled a bunch of money like, hey, go represent this thing, go talk about it for us, Ross. It's nothing like that. I just really believe in the platform. So it's something that I see value in as a valuable tool for those of you that like to buy and sell on a consistent basis. So again, I'm going to have links down below to get the iOS app and or straight to the website for those of you that want to use your computer, laptop, or just the web browser on your phone. Check it out if you're interested. Let's get into the rotation. Starting off on Sunday, got a couple of clones. This was a wild guess that I happened to, not wild guess, but guess, and I happened to get it right. Even though I've never smelled pure Tonka from Amen, Kevin from Scentual Obsessions had sent me a little care package, and we had Tonka Absolute was in there. And when I smelled it, it smelled like sweet powdery Tonka bean with pretty much Amen's DNA, that chocolatey patchouli DNA. I said, this has got to be pure Tonka. Turns out that's exactly what it is. Nuclear performance, 33% concentration. This stuff is stout. I did 4 sprays. It projects, it lingers. Sweetness, that chocolatey, slightly green, creamy patchouli. Not super earthy. That the Amen DNA is known for with powdery Tonka. I mean, if you like Tonka, you're in for a treat because we have a new Mancera Tonka fragrance that's literally in 2 days from this. So it's a Tonka kind of week in many ways. I would strongly suggest checking out some stuff from Kevin. His quality is fantastic. All concentrations are very high. He uses pretty good oils, and the performance is always ridiculous. His clones are usually extremely accurate. He's got originals. He's got blends. I suggest Fresh Fade for you aromatic fougere lovers. If you want kind of like a Zaharoff Fiero type fougere with more of a candied lemon, I'm telling you, check out Fresh Fade. I wore that one the previous week. Scentual Obsessions, they got some really good stuff, and I've never tried pure Tonka. I may never need to. I may never get to. But I'm happy with this. This is pretty damn good. So you Tonka bean lovers and you Amen lovers, or maybe you wanted that flanker and never had a chance, well, you could always get Tonka Absolute from Scentual Obsessions. Then, when I got out the shower, I wanted some citrus. Speaking of clones, Rayhaan has been killing the game as of late. Adonis Icarus. This is afternoon swim, basically. Bright orange, little crispness, kind of adds some brightness, really, from ginger with some musk, a little bit of ambroxan. Watery aquatic, super orange, juicy citrus. Good stuff. I've been wearing this one out the shower quite a bit lately. It's got better performance than just an out the shower refresher type of fragrance, like a 6-7 hour fragrance in longevity. Really, really bright and strong for about an hour, hour and a half. I really love the just brightness and juiciness of that mandarin orange smell that this one offers. It's great out the shower for me. It's very uplifting, if you will. So, out the shower, that is what I went with. Rayhaan's Adonis Icarus. Moving into Monday, nothing special here. You know, it's solid. It is good if you like green, woody aromatics. It's solid. It's got very much that kind of preppy feel to the scent profile, as a lot of the fragrances do from the brand. It's kind of a preppy brand. We're talking Lacoste. This is Lacoste Original Eau de Parfum. You can get this one around $40-ish. Again, I still haven't looked at the notes, but just going off what it smells like. It smells like a juniper aromatic, a lot of like green cypress woods. Not real heavy on musk or anything like that. A little bit of green spice. Fresh green, spicy green. Like I said, it kind of smells like cypress to me. Maybe even a little touch of pine needles to it, but more so like a cypress type of smell, cypress bushiness to it. It's nice. It's not special. It's nothing I recommend you just have to rush out and buy. But if you like this style fragrance, something that's very, very polo shirt type of feel to the fragrance, here you go. If that's like your daily apparel, like you're normally in golf shirts, polo shirts, things of that nature, this really suits that attire. If you're the more semi-casual type, this is a very semi-casual fragrance. Obviously, it goes fine with the t-shirt, and you can dress it up further beyond, but it's just well-rounded. It's not special, but it is a pretty solid fragrance. I would say if you run across it one day and you're like, what the hell, you feel like giving it a try, it's not a bad fragrance at all. You'll probably end up really liking it. But again, nothing groundbreaking here that, I feel like they've kind of done fragrances like this before, if we're being honest. Like Match Point Eau de Parfum. Reminds me of that. Very cypressy, green, woodsy, aromatic. Very similar to that. Kind of redundant in many ways within the own brand in a different line. So that's why I'm kind of like, I feel like they've done this to death. So we didn't really need another one. But it is good if you don't have the other ones. During the day and nothing out the shower, Lacoste Original Eau de Parfum. Moving into Tuesday, new release time from Mancera. Speaking of Tonka, we've got Ombre Tonka. I grabbed a 60 ml, bought it from overseas for around $115, $120 for a 60 ml. I bought it with Intense French Riviera because they just weren't available in the States. They're not over in the States yet. But I like this a lot. I've seen people talk about it's a stripped-down Tonka Cola. I mean, there's similar notes here. It's with the Tonka and the amber, because this is very much an amber Tonka fragrance. A little on the woodsy side, a little tiny little puff of smokiness to it, but it's very woodsy, powdery sweet Tonka vanilla combo, warm amber. I wouldn't call it a very oriental fragrance, but like there's elements of it, like I said, with the smokiness. I believe it comes from maybe some Gaiac wood. I want to say that's what does it, but it's really nice. This is very mass appealing, so easy to enjoy. Again, if you like Tonka fragrances, this shit's fantastic. This is a really good release from them. But that kind of happens with Mancera, where they'll take like base formulas and make other fragrances. Think Crazy for Oud and Precious Oud. The only thing separating those two profiles is one has a boozy note, one does not. Aside from that, the same exact profile. Tiramisu, coffee cake, dessert with oud, and then one's boozy, one's not. Now, versus Tonka Cola, that's got cherry, this does not. That has the cola accord, this does not. That has a lot of spice to kind of give that carbonated feel, this does not. So, just as there's some base note similarity, there's heavy top and heart note difference. So keep that in mind when you read the peanut gallery on these forums, your Troll Granticas, your Parfumos, or anybody that's going to try to oversimplify this fragrance. The more people get their hands on it, keep in mind, sometimes they're just oversimplifying it. It's easier to talk about similarity, I guess, than it is to talk about difference, because there's just as much difference as there is similarity between this and Tonka Cola. I'm not saying they're wrong, I'm saying they're oversimplifying it without really breaking down the key differences as well as the key similarities. So, typical Mancera performance too. This shit's amazing. If you get an opportunity to try it, try it. During the day, Ombre Tonka. When I got the shower, it was time for a good shave. Old Faithful. We've got Paris Corners Coconut Lagoon, Sphinx Beard Caribbean Island, which is a clone of Virgin Island Water. Look how low that aftershave is getting. I don't know if they're stocking it anytime soon, but I am going to need some. I'm running low. I use this shit pretty much once a week. And I will rebuy this. This one initially was sent to me about a year or so ago, roughly a year ago. I will rebuy this because I will run out of this bottle. I would say within the next year and a half, I will run out of this and I will get it again. It is candied everything. Sugared citruses, sugared coconut, caramel, vanilla. It's tropical, but it's in the Ministry of Gourmand line for a reason. It's candy. It's a candy fragrance. It's candy coconut. The citruses smell like frickin' the yellow, green, and orange Skittle. With caramel and vanilla. God, it's so good. It just blends well with Virgin Island water. It's not Virgin Island water, but there's nothing else to really tie it to closely enough. And I guess that's why it works so well with stuff that smells like Virgin Island water. So out the shower, was up for a shave and went with Old Faithful with Coconut Lagoon. Moving into Wednesday, I just put out a full review on this one. I did some test sprays. This was the full wearing. Pretty easy to understand. It's basically a more masculine, much more spiced leather version of Instant Crush. It is Mancera's Intense Instant Crush. This is a better fragrance. I think it's better than the original. Yeah, you still get the sweetness, but it's not as sweet. It's still sweet. Like if you smell this and you haven't smelled the original, you're like, what's he talking about? It's not that sweet. It's very sweet. But when you compare it to the original Instant Crush, it's not as sweet. So, and that one's heavy on the amberwood, heavy on the jasmine. It's a sweeter fragrance overall. Whereas this is much more woodsy, a touch earthy, very leather dominant, very, very leathery. Spicy leather too. Even a little bit of smokiness to it. This is amazing. And performance is outrageous. You don't need a lot of sprays, as with all the intense flankers from Mancera. High oil concentration behaves accordingly as well. This is a hit right here. This is definitely a top 10 fragrance from the brand. I would take this 10 out of 10 times over the original, and the original is a special fragrance. It was kind of a twist on Baccarat Rouge 540, whereas I feel like almost all of the Baccarat Rouge 540 elements are gone. Obviously, you still have the saffron and amberwood and white florals and all the good stuff. You have a little bit of rose that takes more of a role here. Just a little bit. I still wouldn't call it a rose fragrance, but a nice supporting note that does kind of rear its head from time to time. Yeah, check out the full review for more details. This shit's great. And I paid $158 for it, and you can already get 4-ounce testers for $109 from Fragflex Fragrance Bar. I don't know if they're still in stock, and then $120 range for 4-ounce. So you can already get it cheaper than I paid for it. I paid close to retail. You can get it cheaper than that already. So during the day, and I refreshed it out the shower, Intense Instant Crush. And moving into Thursday and Friday, new, it is my cheapie to beat. I wore test spray the night before, test spray to the gym, refreshed after the gym, out the shower, next day during the day, next day out the shower. Spectrum Chill from Ahmed Al Maghribi. So, a lot of people asking this, this or Rare Reef. They're different enough. This is full of spicy minty green. Rare Reef is not. Rare Reef also has the apricot the Pacific Chill has. This does not. Rare Reef is a little bit sweeter. This is not as sweet. It's more about spicy mint. Getting a lot of those questions, so I figured I'd answer that real quick instead of individually asking them or making a shorts video. Are the people that are asking going to still not see this? Strong possibility. You can't make everybody watch every video, unfortunately. That would be incredible. But I do quite like this one. The performance is great. The citrus is a little on the sweet side, not as sweet as having the fruitiness of the apricot. From other things that smell like Pacific Chill, I say this is like 70% Pacific Chill. I've heard that people on TikTok are saying it's 100% that. This is why I don't watch these people. It is absolutely not, because if you're saying this smells identical to Pacific Chill, I just can't believe you've smelled Pacific Chill. No, this very much has a big twist to it. Definitely not 100% identical in any way, shape, or form. But it is some good shit. But again, a Pacific Chill inspired fragrance is definitely my cheapy clone to beat of the year. Starting off, will something beat it later? Maybe, because it's January. So much is going to come out. But this is just really, really good shit. I'm very impressed by it. For $30, this is really hard to beat. I'm digging the hell out of it. Hence why I just kept wearing it. I'm sure it'll get back in the rotation this upcoming week. So, yeah. I think it's one hell of a blind buy if you like the style of Pacific Chill, but maybe not as sweet. Maybe that spicy, minty green element sounds really good, because you get a lot of that. A lot of that with some good performance. It's good shit right here. So Thursday and Friday, all day, every day. Spectrum Chill from Ahmed on Maghribi. Finally on Saturday, I'm going to call this the best smelling day of the week. I will. We got the new Polo X during the day. Polo Red Eau de Parfum Extreme, also known as Polo X. They could have just called it Polo X if they wanted marketed that way. It's really nice. I really enjoyed it. I had those 2 test sprays from the unboxing video in the morning for hours. I ended up refreshing that evening. Randy was saying something about a cranberry note that he thinks is what the fruitiness I was getting is. That makes sense. Absolutely could be the case, because they don't list anything fruity, but there's clearly fruitiness. And they're known for cranberry and grapefruit in this particular line. So that wouldn't surprise me. Very spicy ginger up top. Soft leather. The more it dries down, that leather does come out a whole lot more. And you get vanilla sweetness from start to finish. It's really nice. It is a really nice mass appealing fragrance with some good performance. I don't think it's special, but I think it's up there. I think this is a really good release. I think it's a great fragrance. I don't think it's like one of the 5 best designers that's going to come out this year. I think this is one that will fall into that second tier, though. It's still a really good fragrance. And if you like the Polo Red DNA, you're probably going to very much enjoy this one. It's going to have some redundancy to a lot of different things that have leather, because they started bringing leather accords back more in the last, I would say, 1.5 to 2 years of designer releases. But this one's really good. Really good. I do enjoy it. Again, I don't think it's going to be in that top 10 of the year, but it'll probably be in that second 10. I think I did 12 and 12, though. But that second tier of designers, it's a shoe-in for that. So during the day, Polo Red Eau de Parfum Extreme. And when I got out the shower, oh boy, it caught my eye. I said, yeah, it's been a little bit. It's been like 2 weeks since I wore it last. I went with Sunkissed Island, gave myself like 5 sprays. Tropics, gotta love it. Booze, cardamom, lime, sun-dried florals, a little sweet, creamy coconut in the deeper dry down. There's this skin muskiness to it. Very solar. Man, I love the tequila in this. Tequila is the best part to me. I just love it. You get all the booze without all the sweet. Because when you get rum and cognac and stuff like that, very sweet notes. Not with tequila. Is that agave hit? Not so sweet. Very bright. Kind of ties in with that mint leaf really well, but still warms things up at the same time. Just good shit, right? Out the shower, Sunkissed Island. Well, that was this week's rotation. A lot of new stuff to the collection. Some PR, some stuff that I bought from overseas. The more expensive stuff was what I bought. The cheaper stuff was what was sent. The designer and the clone. And then bought the niche fragrances. Mixed bag. All good shit. All mass appealing. I would say the closest thing to a challenge is probably Intense Instant Crush. But even then, I think that's a home run. If you like the original, you're going to love the Intense, I think. Links down below if you want to check anything out. Of course, you have to buy shit to watch these videos. Again, hope you all have a great start to the new week. I'll be 41 in 3 days at the recording of this. It's the 18th. I turn 41 on the 21st. I'll be out of town from Tuesday to Friday, but probably still do some content like I usually do when I travel. Maybe not as much content, maybe not an everyday video, but a video or two for sure. So hope you guys have a great Sunday. Have a good one.